G'day friends, Ardent Vision here. Thanks for tuning in. I wanted to kick off a new video series that I had in mind just for a bit of fun where we nitpick the shit out of games. Now, a disclaimer here, I'm not talking about games I don't want to play or games that I haven't enjoyed playing, because everyone can love different games and that's fine with me. What I'm talking about is drilling into any game, in fact more likely the games that I like to play, and nitpick the shit out of them. Find those little things that just don't quite work and that I don't agree with. So let's get straight into it. And today we're going to be nitpicking the shit out of Returnal on PS5. So let me start off by saying I actually really like this game. And this is probably a sort of a game that I necessarily wouldn't quite get into because I don't really like really difficult games or games that take a lot of hours to master, but Returnal has got a nice game loop that keeps you coming back for more. But we're not here to talk about what we love about it. We're here to nitpick the shit out of it. Let me start by saying the first thing I want to talk about here is really the length of what it calls cycles. So we know it's a roguelike game. We know that you dying is a part of the game loop, and we get that. Returnal calls these things a cycle. These cycles essentially are you starting again after dying. However, the thing I don't like about it is they're too bloody long. And I know that once you defeat a boss and you can go to a new particular area, that you open up a new biome and you can kind of just shortcut your way there. But ultimately you have to then, go through the process of gathering more guns and upgrading your health a little bit to make it viable to keep playing the game. And this adds hours onto an actual game cycle. I mean, if you're in the last biome, you can be running for like over 2 hours on that one particular cycle, and then you die, which is part of the game, but we don't love it because you die, it makes you frustrated and angry. So game cycle length, I'm nitpicking the shit out of that one. The next one I want to talk about is something really nitpicky, and that is the fact that when you die and there's a sequence, a cutscene sequence of, the plan of your ship crashing and Celine sort of in the cockpit, and then she's got to get out of the ship. You have to skip multiple cutscenes. You have to hold down X multiple times. Surely we can't just have one cutscene that we skip, right? Why are we skipping multiple cutscenes? Very nitpicky, but uncalled for. And I also want to talk about something here that, and people may disagree with me, but is this really a next-gen title? Now, I know it's PS5 exclusive, and that's great. And look, I do think you get the higher frame rate. You're getting at around 60 FPS most of the time. It may drop in certain areas. But I don't know, is it really next-gen? Some of the game is really beautiful, and I mean like the tentacle type NPC action and environments are really beautiful. I mean, the gunplay is amazing. But if I'm going to nitpick it, I don't really feel like it's absolutely showcasing the best of what PS5 has to offer. An example of what I really kind of gets under my skin is if you sort of pivot your camera around during the game and you catch a glimpse of Celine's face, that face model, that looks like straight Nintendo 64. I'm sorry, but that is not next-gen graphics right there. So look, some aspects next-gen, some aspects not. I'm nitpicking it. It's not perfect, but, we'll let that one pass. And I think the last thing that I want to nitpick in this video around Returnal, and that is parasites. I mean, I like them visually and I like the idea. And maybe it's just my playstyle, but I barely find a parasite that's worth using. Usually the negative effects far outweigh the positives. I mean, there are a few ones, if you get lucky and you get them, the positives are good, but Often I find myself second guessing if I pick this parasite up now and in the next biome, that's going to be a problem. I just feel like they're almost a little bit of a wasted opportunity in this game. They either could be a little bit more flexible with how you can add them and get rid of them, or maybe the beneficial traits are a little bit better in some of the cases. I think these are the things that, you know, probably could have added a little bit more to that parasite experience. So anyway, that's our first wrap up for my nitpicking series. I'm going to nitpick the shit out of plenty more games. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.